what's up guys? Anthony here for Rev3 Games. We're at the Ubisoft booth. We just saw a ton of Assassin's Creed 3. I'm here with Phil, who is the mission director for Assassin's Creed 3. It's such a good title. I love that.
Sounds official.
Yeah, it really does. So we saw 3 different areas here, and immediately the first one that I wanted to see was ships, because that was such a big surprise. And I want to talk about some of the things that we saw here. You know, one of the questions that that came up when you guys announced this sort of naval combat is, number 1, the dynamic weather system. How dynamic is dynamic? Because I know you guys are recreating specific historical events as well. So are there times when the weather is scripted, or if you play through every time, is the weather going to be different?
Well, we have 2 different settings in the game. You have your toy setting, so when you're between missions, and you have the mission setting. When your missions is going to be very scripted, because that's how your ancestor played out.
Right.
So when Connor went through a given fort, it was a big blizzard, so we're going to play in a blizzard setting. In winter, it's always going to be the same.
Gotcha.
But when you're between missions, then it's dynamic. Then it can alternate between snow or blizzard or fog. It's always locked. Like you won't alternate between like summer and winter in the toy. That's always dependent on the timeline of Connor. But as far as precipitations, time of day, that's purely dynamic.
Okay. And as far as your crew goes, does this work kind of like the Brotherhood or like your guilds, where these are specific people that you're kind of leveling up, you're hand picking? Do you have to kind of like make sure you've got the right crew for the job?
When we're talking about naval, those guys, you don't have as much flexibility on them as the Brotherhood.
Okay.
But that one you'll see in when you're playing on land.
Okay.
So the guys on land, you get to customize and you get to pick and choose their outfit. You get to choose what abilities they have. The guys on the ship, you're just investing in them to upgrade them.
And the different cannon types that we saw, there was like a chain type that takes out masts. How many different kinds of cannon types are we going to see?
So we got 5 cannons and 4, well, we got 5 different types of shot. 4 shots, and then we have the swivel cannon. The swivel cannon is it's a 1 cannon that you can shoot 360 degrees, so that's a standalone. And then you have your broadside cannons. The broadside cannons you can load with 4 types of shot. You can have normal shot, so it's your all-purpose shot that you just shoot down enemies. You have chain shot, which is like a big bolo that you shoot at the opposing ship to take down their masts and stop them dead in the water. Then you have the grape shot, which is sort of like a shotgun for the crew of the ship, so it'll stop them from being able to shoot at you. And then you have heat shot, which is a big ball of molten lead that you can shoot through ships and it'll set them on fire.
That's awesome. So is that all stuff that comes with your ship, or are you upgrading ships and cannon types as you go?
As you go, you will purchase, so through the economy system, get more money, and then you perk up your ship.
Cool. And then, you know, moving away from the ocean, we saw that fort scene that you guys had showed off in your press conference, and you walked us through that. One of the things that impressed me about that was sort of these new contextual items and weapons that you can pick up within missions. Like I saw Connor run and just grab a musket off a rack as you jump and kill this guy. Is that something that's going to be in every environment? Are there things along every wall? How many different kinds of contextual things are we going to see?
For the most part, like we've always had these more exotic weapons. So if you remember, like in ACB, AC2, we had brooms that you could use and smack people over the head with. So we'll have those exotic weapons. As far as being able to pick up, we'll have muskets, and we're looking at maybe pistols. The reason behind it is just because those weapons at the time took so much time to reload. You don't want players to necessarily have to take like 15 seconds to reload a gun, so you can just like quickly pick another one up and shoot off a shot, and then stab the other fool, and then take another one.
Cool. And then we were in Boston, and the more dynamic environment that we kind of saw with those muskets has sort of been expanded on in Boston. First thing is you can kind of duck in through houses and buildings to create new paths. Tell me about, and then trees, which we saw only in the Frontier, are also in town squares. Tell me about some of the new ways that we're going to be getting around Boston and New York.
Okay, so one of the modifications we had to do is based on the layout of Boston. If we think about Renaissance cities, Constantinople or Acre in AC1, these were much more compressed cities, and seeing as colonial cities were much more spread out, we needed to add a way to like gap between roofs. That's where we got in the trees. Like, hey, we have this huge frontier that we invested in free running on trees. Why not put that in the city? So you can use that to gap between elements. Also, the addition of the crack climbing gives us new abilities within the cities as well. So everything that we invested on for the frontier now bleeds in to the city environments, stalking zones as well, like being able to hide in bushes within a city, just really helps out flesh the more open environments that are colonial cities.
I saw that you get to pet a dog. How many animals will you get to pet in Assassin's Creed 3?
Right now we only have the dog, but we have pigs and we have lamb, we have sheep. Let's see if we can pet them.
Reveal one exclusive secret about Assassin's Creed 3 to me right now, Phil.
I don't know.
You're copping out.
I am copping out.
We'll have more information about Assassin's Creed 3 as it comes. And of course, we are at E3 all week. We've got tons of stuff coming up, so make sure that you've subscribed to Rev3 Games so you see more. Seriously, one secret, go.
It's coming out on November 30th.
We knew that!
Damn it.